So, everybody, welcome to my Saturday's Bitcoin analysis show. No, it's not a show, of course not. It's just an analysis. Well, we need to see. But the idea of a show isn't that bad. I need to think about that. However, let us go straight to the analysis so we have more time to talk about your questions and maybe, I mean, if you don't even, I mean, we are not only talking about your questions. If you have some topics, whatever kind, if it's not personal, like what's your t-shirt size or something, but if you have any topic, not only a question, go forward, okay? We will reserve the last 15 minutes. Yeah, to talk about everything, actually, what you have in mind. Yeah, perfect. Okay, then let us start with the weights ratio as usual. And I mean, it's weekend, and you know what we are forming here. It's another sideway run. I don't like that. We know why, but we need to see. The 30 hours moving average of the weights ratio is declining. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Ah, yeah, okay. Okay. So audio in yeah, it makes sense. Also to have something in the screen. Okay. Yeah, I start again. So we have this formation that's a usual sideway run we had in different times in the past. In the past, it was very bearish. We need to see what's going to happen next. I mean, today is Saturday. Um, in the last weekends, Sunday was the key. Saturday night or Sunday. So I guess we still need to wait a little bit, but in my opinion, something has to happen in the next maybe 12 hours. And yeah, we need to see what will do that because in my opinion, they are done with their preparation, and that's what the weights ratio is indicating. Let me show you what happened. I mean, the weights ratio last time when we dumped that crazy just went up until here. Then it declined, and I thought, and I said this in my analysis, hey guys, it seems we are done now, for now at least. And afterwards it bounced and it went just higher. So just indicating more whales are sending bitcoins to the exchanges. And I mean, we are talking about it's now between 88 and 90, at least the 30 hours moving average, indicating 88 to 90% of the big bitcoins or transactions are from whales, and that's big. That's really big. I mean, that didn't happen last summer, for example. And I'm not seeing any accumulation. And that's really strange. However, the stablecoin reserves on exchanges declined, but it lifted up again because I have noticed again and again those outflows from Binance. 250 million Tether, then another 170 million Tether. I mean, they are accumulating a lot of Tether. The question is, if these guys are going to accumulate just to buy the dip, or are they accumulating just to let Tether collapsing just in few weeks or days? Because just imagine, I mean, Tether is just saying right now they reduced their commercial papers and they bought treasury bonds. But I mean, oh, if they declined by more than 12% in just a little bit more than a week, if that's a trend, good luck, Tether. But we will see. However, also here the stablecoin supply is lifting up, indicating more stablecoins are minted and circulating now in the market. Doesn't mean that they are using them directly now to buy, but maybe a preparation for something that's coming, something big. I mean, you know, and I have mentioned in different times that actually mm, I'm expecting an exit rally. And that's something that in history of the markets always happened before a recession. I'm not going to discuss now if we are hitting a recession because it's obvious we are hitting a recession. We don't need to discuss about that anymore because it's very clear. So exit rally in a 9 trillion market, and I'm not talking about crypto, I'm talking about stocks and so on. That takes time just to decline their order book. And in my opinion, we need an exit rally. It would surprise me if that would be the first recession without an exit rally. So yeah, but I'm still missing the accumulation. I'm still missing that big entities are buying and buying something I'm not seeing. I'm seeing just that CBDs are rising, indicating they have a positive or positive volume delta, indicating they are buying more than selling. But it's not that big. So that's really strange at the moment. So we need to see. Um, yeah, flow activity since yesterday flat. Everything is flat. Okay, everything is flat. We received a lot of stable coins, but at the same time, we can see here huge outflows at the same time. So at the end, you can see that's our, oops, I don't know why crypto can't do that. If we take a look, for example, here, that's nothing. The gap is almost neutral. That's nothing. Okay, so we need stable coins to buy Bitcoin or fiat, of course. It depends if you are buying on Bitfinex or FTX or even Coinbase. But yeah, it doesn't look very great at the moment, and we received a lot of Bitcoins again. I mean, yeah, yesterday here, 4,000, you can see that. Oh, wait, that's also something. 3,800 Bitcoin, you can see that here. Before 1,700, 2,700, 2,200, 3,600. I mean, that's huge. That's really, for the volume we are trading at the moment, that's really big. And I don't see all these Bitcoins here or even here. So, and it matches very well to what I see here. And that's actually as you can see, that's the Bitcoin exchange reserves on just spot, not derivative, indicating they bought a lot, so they took a lot of Bitcoins from the exchanges, but since mid of May, it's lifting up again. And it looks like it's tiny, but it isn't. We are talking about 30,000 Bitcoin just on exchanges. And they are sending more and more and more. And the question is, what is the plan? Are we going to make the finally last big spring? but usually the spring is the last sequence before they go up. And if we check, for example, what happened last year, they have started to accumulate when we reach the new level, the new low level, and that's not happening. So if they are using the same strategy like last year, we can go even more lower because they don't want to accumulate in that level. That's my interpretation. So if that's the case, we need to go even lower. And we still have the 24K to 26K CME unfilled gap. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. We will see. Also, you remember 25K exchange walls. It's almost every exchange has an order wall at 25K. So we really need to see. Let me zoom in here. I need to adjust that every time. Oh, what I see. It's so fucking bearish. It's boring me. That's so bearish all the time. So today, 25th, funding rate up, open interest almost neutral, lifting up a little bit, and leverage ratio declining a little bit more. That's here. So, okay, it's indicating they're just demanding more longs than shorts. Something, yeah, it matches very well to what I have seen before. So, if we go, for example, here, we can see that. You remember we had here more than 1 billion yesterday. I don't see them anymore. So they flipped again to longs. Careful, careful, I would say. Bitfinex, they hedged their spot sells with longs. Because many are saying, yeah, well, why have Bitfinex $2.5 billion and longs? They are so bullish. No, they are selling spot and hedging with longs, and that's why the big difference between shorts and longs, and that's why I say that's not useful for me. That's useful for me. BitMEX, I don't care. And at least here it indicates also here, for example, because to be honest, ETH follows Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is the dominant asset, so of course that's not accurate, but we can see that Bitfinex is also at least more bullish than bearish. And also here, for example, we see that. Okay, we have here 65% long, 62% long, 62%. So it's indicating, yes, the gap is not that big anymore, but we still have a bullish sentiment in the market. People are still prefer to long than to short. And just because they see that the price is going up, but it's a sideways run. If you zoom out a little bit, that's a sideways run, and I don't know how many times I need to say, be very careful. If a whale is, for example, I don't know, accumulating in a sideways run, that's bullish. If you see an institutional is accumulating sideways run and just not big, and when I'm talking about big, I'm saying big. And when they start to accumulate, we are talking about a lot of bitcoins. We are not talking about 20, 30,000 bitcoins. Okay, and that takes weeks usually, like we have seen last year. And that's not happening. And when I see quick accumulation sideways run on FTX, I know, that can be very painful for us. And the last 3 times, it happened. So we really need to be very careful with that. FTX, let us check. Give me some nice A very nice chart, FTX. Give me more longs than shorts. Uh, okay. It takes a little bit longer. Ah, wow. Wow. Woohoo. That's a nice one. Thank you, Sam. Well, what should we talk about, right? I mean, look that. Finally, we are back. Yeah. High leverage longs at, let me see, at 29,200 and yeah, let us talk, let us say 29 to 29.2 and 28.5, 28.3 to 28.5. Well, very close to the current price. Let it dump a little bit and you will see what happens. That's crazy. That's really crazy. That's surprising me. Of course, the question is, and we will need to see if someone is protecting these longs. If that's the case, maybe it's the institutional or some smart guy just trying to push the price up over the weekend. Possible, like we have seen in the past several times. So if that's the case, that's his place, his bet. Okay, so yeah, we will see. Um, Option trading. Let us go directly to the entities just to see what's going on here before we go to option trading, because we know option trading weekends, no really big volume. So, and that's the thing I don't like to see. Okay, these guys are the biggest one and the market makers because they have the best trade behavior. I can zoom out a little bit and you will see that's how institutionals work actually. Since 2 years they accumulated a lot, then they pushed the price up. They reached a peak. Okay, that was actually someone where that was at 40, yeah, almost. Let us see. Let me check here. Let us see. That was, I think, when Elon Musk just decided or announced that Tesla is going to buy Bitcoin. That was something like at 40. At 40, they started to distribute. Okay. So here, that fake rally, fake rally, fake rally. That's what they did. They were the main architects here. Then push down the price very hard. That's what they did here. Okay, with almost, oh, that was huge. Let me check. They distributed 130,000 bitcoins here. Okay, and we had a big demand. Everyone was extremely bullish, and then everyone becomes very bearish because just absolutely fear. And that's what they use to start to accumulate. And look how much they accumulated. Of course, they don't accumulate just straight because they use the sentiment to make fake rallies. That's part of the capitulation. That's what they did. Fake rally 1, fake rally 2, fake rally 3. A little spring. Everyone was thinking, that's it. Okay, fake rally, another one, go down, start the spring, and up. And that's what they did. That's how an institutional will trade. And the problem I noticed is that these guys are not accumulating big anymore. But what happened here in that area? China announced another crypto ban. And that was the problem. And since then we, yeah, got a lack of demand. And of course, if you are buying 200,000 bitcoins, you need to distribute them afterwards. So the story we can see here is a totally different story to that here. That here was just like a hype. I mean, this bull run was amazing. I was part of it. I was just buying, 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 and I have started to sell here in the tops. I remember I have just, yeah, unfortunately, I have liquidated all my backs here because 3 times they have started to use the media to manipulate. I remember Janet Yellen's announcement. I don't remember in detail, but it was 80% tax rate for crypto gains. And I remember the market just almost crashed afterwards. Look what market makers did. They bought. Okay, that's what they do. That's what Wyckoff describes in market manipulation, for example. So, and these guys usually will start to buy, to accumulate when everyone is just selling. That's not happening. As you see, it's not happening. So we are not in the situation. I just have 2 scenarios in mind. Scenario number one, something the market maker always have information advantage. That means they know something we don't. Okay, they are very good networked to regulators, to the government, to other banks, and so on and so forth. And maybe they know what is the next crypto regulation framework, and it's ultra bearish. So they don't want to touch it anymore. They just say, okay, maybe we will push a little bit more up to sell even more, but we are not going to accumulate anymore. I don't think so, to be honest, not yet. In my opinion, they are not done. That's the only thing. They are just not done. They want to distribute even more, and they see, and that's the problem they have, we don't have any demand. Okay, we tried to 48, we failed there. We tried at 45, we failed there. We tried in different levels, low levels, and we failed, and we failed, and we failed. So yeah, they need to invest now some money to, yeah, to get some risk, to push up the price and to distribute even more, and to try just to forming some remaining retailers and whales, small whales maybe. That's the only thing. But as you see, they are not accumulating. No one of them, even the small whales, are not accumulating. And that's really a big problem. We have here the same entities. We have here the market maker. If I disable that, we can see what these guys are doing. Many, and me too, thought that was the spring. It's over. No, it seems it's not. That was, I don't know, maybe just to push down the price, check how the market will react. And that's it. So, and since then, we didn't really push up. We are just trading a sideways run, and that's really bearish in my opinion to see that now here with some reaction. I mean, they are, look what they did here. We pushed up and they sent here 4,000, almost 8,000 Bitcoin just in 2 hours, and even more, and even here 5,000 Bitcoins, 8,000 in total, and again, and that's what I'm seeing every time. Not talking about the other guys. We still have other ways here, and yeah, that's a big problem in my opinion, because it doesn't look strong. It doesn't look like we will go up next because they are accumulating there. No, it's not the case. So it doesn't look bullish. It really looks very weak at the moment, and that's something I don't like to see. Not at 30K or 29. That's really crazy. So option trading. Yeah, 30K is still our gamma put wall. That's a huge one. That's really a huge one. We have another one at 25. and we have another one at 20. This one at 20, it would rise if we go down hitting 25. But it looks like I don't know who is spending his money just to expect a price dump to 20K. We need to see. We have a call wall at 32. So in my opinion, 30K and 32 is the key level. If we can have a breakout at 30K, we will go up and try to retest the 32. So for me, it's very interesting because then we still have our pocket 31,400. So just to retest the 31,400 would be amazing, would be really amazing. Okay, but in my opinion, afterwards we will fade there maybe 2-3 times. They will distribute and then dump again. My opinion at the moment. Let us check here. I take the 6 month minus 35,000. Okay, the gags declined even more, but not indicating that the market maker needs to follow them. We need to see. Let us check if we can find any interesting strategies related to option trading. Long strangle and short strangle. Okay, usually someone closed his short strangle and both long strangle. Possible, we need to see. Bear put spread and bull call spread. However, I mean 1,200 lots, it's a lot, but we need to see. Many of you just ask, hey, what is a put? What is a call? That's like long and short, okay? The put is the short, the call is the long. So if you have a long 40K, you are expecting, for example, for the expiry end of next month, you are expecting then from now on to end of next month, the price will touch 40K or even go up even more. Okay, so that means a call 40K. If you have a put 25K, and we have seen some big, in my opinion, huge $1.5 million and puts 25K, that's a lot. And that's not you and that's not me. Okay, that's a big fish. He is expecting until end of next month, and the expiry was end of June. He's expecting a price below of 25K. So 25K or below. That was a really big bet. So usually that means, oh, that's maybe a big one, institutional, a big whale, good networked, and he knows something that we miss yet, and he is making his bet. Okay, because 25K, we know we have seen a lot of exchange walls there. Why not? It's possible. So let us take a look, but first to the long strangle and to the short strangle, and that's it, because everything else, 50K, 28K, that's nothing. So, long strangle. Yeah, okay, 25K again. Bye, 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 bye. Okay, this guy is speculating to see some volatility. Um, 25K or 35K. That's his bet. I mean, he is spending a lot of money. That's a half million, a little bit more than a half million US dollars in premium. Okay, that's really big. That's not notional. However, thank you for your trade, but it's not helpful. Okay, I just want to see down or up. You are saying something like, maybe up, maybe down. Yeah, okay, that's not enough for me. And he did here, it seems, I guess it's the same guy. The same with 27K puts and 33K calls. So, yeah, I mean, even then, this trade here makes sense. 35K. We have a CME gap unfilled between 33 and 36. We formed that 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. So his bet could be 36. Okay, but his bet could also be below 25K. A lot of exchange walls waiting at 25K. And if you take a look, he spent a lot more for the 25K put than the 35K call. So, yeah, that doesn't look very nice. Short stringer. Okay, he closed here. Yeah, okay, he closed. Let me see. At 2022. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Okay, that's nice. Forget all those. He bought them and closed them afterwards. I don't know why. So this guy, it seems, knows something. The question is what? Oh, he did that twice. Oh, and that was an hour later after he closed the other ones. Oh, that's a big one. And again, he paid more for the 25K puts. I mean, he could buy 27K puts. Seems they are cheaper, but yeah, much cheaper. Much cheaper. But he wanted to buy the 25K puts. Doesn't look great. Okay, let us talk about CBDs. Maybe we can find anything that looks a little bit bullish. Let us give me some hope, please. Yeah, cool. They're buying. That's cool. So CBD, cumulative volume delta, means it's indicating, it's giving you a trend. If, for example, on FTX, the BTC USD, if the trade is more bullish or bearish. So are they buying more than selling, or are they selling more than buying? If you have more purchases than sales, then the CBD lift up, like we can see here. Okay, so volume delta, the cumulative volume delta was positive here, indicating more volume related to purchases than to sales, and here the opposite, and then here again more bullish. So, but now, and that's the big problem, we have this sideways run. Oh, I have to refresh that here again. We have that sideways run. Okay, you remember what I have mentioned about. I mean, the last dump was, and I have tweeted about that, that was driven, yeah, mostly by stablecoins. They shorted a lot, and a little bit more, a little bit of spot. They need to support the dumps with spot, so it's almost not possible just to short a lot and to dump the price. They need to support such pumps and dumps always with spot. Okay, so and that's what happened. However, I mean FTX both. Oh, okay. Yeah, almost 5,000 Bitcoin. That's just cumulative volta. It means they bought more. And that's very interesting. Aggregated, someone asked me, hey, Inspo, what is the difference between CBD, BTC, USD, FTX, and aggregated CBD spot? I show you that. If we go here to settings, you will not see anything. Okay? Why? Because it's just the CBD of BTC USD pair on FTX. That's pure spot, not perp, not nothing. The aggregated CBD spot is also only pure spot, but of many, that's the aggregation of many different exchanges. That's just including different exchanges, and it's indicating all these exchanges if they are buying more than selling, for example, and they are doing that. And not that, I mean, we are talking about cumulative almost 90,000 Bitcoin. That's a lot. The problem we have here is Coinbase. If I would, for example, here deactivate Coinbase, it looks different, right? Coinbase, I don't know what is Coinbase doing, but Coinbase is always buying. Always. 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 Even last year, always. They are buying, 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 buying. While Binance, for example, that seems to be connected to some institutionals, is using Binance to dump, to pump, and that's it. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see what's going to happen next. If we check, for example, here, Bitfinex, nothing. They accumulated, but we are talking about 1,000 Bitcoin cumulative volume delta. It doesn't mean they bought 900 or 1,000. It means the delta is 1,000. Okay? So just to make a very easy math example to make it clear, we have 1,000 Bitcoins, they have been sold, and at the same time we have 1,200 they have been bought. We have a volume delta, and that volume candle of 200. So that's the positive. It doesn't mean they just purchased 200. They purchased 1,200, but at the same time we sold 1,000 in that volume candle. Okay, that's very important to understand how this works. So that's more, it's indicating you a trend. And you can see Bitfinex declined even a little bit more. And that matches very well to their longs. Famex, it has started to buy, not big. And Binance, BTC, USDT, as mentioned, they purchased here, declined a little bit, bought the dip here, and now, yeah, it's flat. Nothing happening here. That's BTC, USDT perp on Bitfinex. Nothing. Just lifting up a little bit, but nothing. Really, absolutely nothing. So I would be very careful because what they are doing at the moment doesn't really look great, to be honest. Because, yeah, I don't like what they are doing. The last time they did something similar, that was here. And yeah, that was just 8,000 Bitcoin. Okay, cumulative delta. So what they are doing right now, it's bigger, but afterwards, and they need that. They accumulate and they dump afterwards hard. But the question is, what's their plan? If they want, maybe they thought they could trigger some capitulation already, and they see as soon as they push up a little bit with a green candle, everyone is flipping back to longs. And I guess that's something, yeah, it's not part of the plan. So yeah, I would be very, very, very careful. I am still expecting such kind of 31,400. Okay, that's what we did here, and I would expect something like there, and then retest. That's why I said also yesterday in my analysis, we need to see how the market reacts then, because if it reacts like here, very weak, just doing something like a double top, it will dump even harder afterwards. And yeah, so we need to see, but I would expect such kind of trade, to be honest. Let us talk a little bit about my expectations about DXY, SPY, SPX, and BTC. That's usually not part of my daily analysis. So that's the DXY, and DXY is at the moment the key because SPY, SPX is just really very, very, very sensitive and reacts very sensitive to any move of SPY. I have said when we reached our 20 years support resistance here and we failed. I was reading Twitter and some people just said, okay, it's over, DXY is going to dump now, they retested that area of the 20 years resistance, they failed, and that's it. That's not how markets worked. They had here a test, they failed, and the market will always, usually I would say 90% of the cases, will always retest it. Someone asked me, hey, Inspo, why retest? That's how the market works. Okay, they retest. After they failed, I have said, okay, now we are going down. We will go down, and I have just introduced some support lines, and I have said, I think this here or this here should be the local bottom. And well, that's what happened. I mean, we reached here, we failed once, we went up, we failed here because it's a resistance. We tried another one, failed again, then they tried, and now it seems we failed here. The question is, are we going to retest that area again? And if yes, and we fail, we will go up again. And that's, in my opinion, what's going to happen. We will go up again, and we will not only retest that area here, in my opinion, we will go even more above. That could be a bull trap. If that's the case, be sure and mark my words, the markets, especially SPY and SPX, will go down even more, and Bitcoin will follow. Okay, because that's what's happening. And the only difference, or they would surprise me, in case that Bitcoin would decouple from SPX, SPY, and then go up. But we know since years that we have a correlation between DXY and BTC as well. So if the dollar is rising and rising and rising, Bitcoin will decline and decline and decline. That's the case. That's the formula. So and to be honest, that doesn't look good, because we had the opportunity, even SPY and SPX had the opportunity really to pump up, and they missed the opportunity. While DXY was dumping, they did nothing. They really did nothing. And that's indicating me, wow. I mean, stock traders are in panic, in fear, I don't know. But that's what this chart is indicating me. They didn't use the opportunity just to lift up. And if DXY is going to go up in the next week, in the next 2 weeks, we will have a big problem with SPY and SPX, in my opinion. So yeah, we need to see also here. So what is Bitcoin doing at the moment? You know what it is, right? So in my opinion, we should be close, and I guess tonight, or yeah, maybe, yeah, tonight, it should be tonight. Maybe I should adjust that a little bit more to what happened just in the last few hours. And that would make sense, because you can see we failed here, we failed here 3 times, we failed here, we failed here, and we are failing here also 3 times. So the question is, what's going to happen? Are these guys going to retest that area here again and then have a breakout? In my opinion, not. In my opinion, that's not going to happen. In my opinion, even if they do that, it's going to go up. I'm not sure if they are going to go up straight to 31,400, okay, and to just to check that area and to see what's going to happen next, because a bullish scenario would be maintain above 31,400, maybe go up a little bit more, maintain here, distribute, whatever, but maintain that area. Okay, above 31,400 would be bullish to me. Bullish short term doesn't mean we are going to make a bull run, but it will give us the opportunity and maybe a little bit the hope that these guys are going to close to fill the CME gap of the last few weeks between 33 and 36K. If they do so, be careful with 36K. Many will get a lot of FOMO, will start to talk about 50K, 60K, 200K. Be very careful with that, because weekends, low volume, they can be very aggressive. So they can push up the price with $200 million without any problem and to push up crazy. Except someone starts to raise the sell pressure. We know we have over 30,000 bitcoins more on exchange reserves, indicating they are still there. And we also know that market makers and so on have sent a lot of bitcoins in the last few days. In my opinion, not here. They didn't sell everything. So I would be very careful. Okay, so my conclusion, still the same like yesterday. I would wait to see what's going to happen here, because it looks like it's just trading very accurate above of the trend line. If that's the case, I would be very careful. For me, to be honest, I would wait here. If I see they go up, retest, and fail, then I would short. That's for me. Okay? I'm not going too long here, to be honest. Only if I see it's going, yeah, I don't know, it's going to make such kind of move, then I would long. My expectation would be it's going to go up to 33. Of course, we need to see how strong the market reacts here. The volume is here key. If I see the sell pressure is rising, it means someone don't want to let the price go up. If they have a plan to dump to 25, that's a plan. They know how much they have to spend to push the price down, and they know, hey, we let the price go up to 31, but not more. And that's why sometimes when the price go up to 31,200, it's like a trigger, and you see how they push the price down again, because it's not part of their plan. Okay, they have a plan, they stick to the plan, and that's actually what I always say. Have a plan and stick to it, because that's how institutionals work. Okay, they don't make such kind of emotional trades like, oh, that looks green now. Okay, let me go long. No, they know exactly what they want to do. They have a concept, and based on this concept, they trade. And that's what I'm trying, to show you, to make exactly the same, to take a look to all aspects of the market and to be available to make an own trade strategy and to stick to it. Sometimes I'm also too greedy, to be honest. I have lost 20 grand just, last week. Was it last week? I don't remember anymore, because I was too greedy. I I knew that we are going to bounce, but yeah, I was too early. I was longing too early, and they liquidated me. So that's part of it. Okay, that's it. I would say question time or topics time, and good night for for those they need to go to sleep. Hopefully, I wasn't the trigger. And that's it. So let us talk about. Oh, wait, no, we need the exchange walls, right? Nobody was talking about that. Coinbase 28. Oh, that's a big one. Well, 270. And of course, 25. And they have here one at 30, one 500. Deribit, look that. That's crazy. I don't know. Deribit. That's crazy. Oh, sorry. The same they did here below of 25,500. Also 25. Nothing up. 20,000. 25, 400. That's Bitstamp, but Bitstamp. Binance spot 25k, 26k. Of course, we have here the most closed one. It's at 28.5. Then they have here at 30,500 and another at 31, another one at 3,500, and so on and so forth. But not accurate in my opinion. Bitfinex. For Bitfinex, I need to make that here, but no. Okay, also here it seems, yeah, 68, 60 Bitcoin. That's nothing. 20k, the next big wall. BTC Perp on FTX 28.7, and here, yeah, between 31.6 and 33. Different layers, as you can see, 130, 100, 100, 100. Okay. Kraken. A lot here below 26 and 27. Then one at 34,400. Okay, they are maybe waiting. BitMEX waiting at 31,500 and 25. Bybit, but no, Bybit, I never have detected any kind of manipulation on Bybit. Binance Futures, wall at 29.8, at 30, and 29. 28, and that's it. And a lot here, 30, yeah, and another one at 31, 31,500. Bitfinex derivatives, wow, look that. Wow, okay. I don't know what these guys are doing, to be honest. I mean, tiny, that's that here on Bitfinex, that's something very special on Bitfinex. It's not the value, it's not the volume of the orders, it's the how much orders they use. That's really FTX spot limiting at 28.2 and nothing up, but a lot of different tiny, yeah, and another one at 22.2 and another one at 25 and 25.5. So yeah, as mentioned, 25, it's, I don't know why, but they have a lot of walls there at 25, 31,500 as well. So we need to see. We really need to see. It's going to be very exciting this weekend, I guess. So now we are done. So yeah, because my personal conclusion wouldn't change. We have 31.5, we have 25. The bearish case would be just 27K retest if we go down, and then to see how the market reacts. Okay, I just show you that we have 27 here. And for me, the most important thing when I say I want to see how the market reacts. If we go down, and usually we make such moves like a waterfall, we will arrive here, and with a week maybe we go down, and then we will retrace again. And then the thing is, what's going to happen next? We will retest. If this one failed, we will retest. And then the question, usually it should go down, retest, then the resistance, it should fail, and then we should go down even more. So for me, and that's essential, before I long or short, if I'm shorting, for me, that area here will be the area where I would add more funds to my short. Not here, not here, not here, just to be clear. If I see that, for example, they fail here again, okay, then it's the moment where I would long here. That would be the situation. We could go up, I guess we will also here make some kind, usually when we reach the 27K, just because of the formation of double bottom, they will use that just to push up very aggressively. So I don't think we are going to make such waterfall, inverted waterfall formation. They will use that to generate more FOMO. So go up, straight up, and then retrace again to react all late longs. And yeah, but as soon as I see the retest failed again, that means we don't have any big sell pressure anymore, and then I would long here. That's the thing. Okay, so be very with 27K. Be very careful with 27K. Okay, but they are accumulating a lot, so we really need to see what's going to happen, because they have enough ammo to be very aggressively. Okay, but that's it. That that's for today, and let us see what kind of questions or topics you have for me. Mughal, it's your part, mate. Hmm. No, that depends. It depends. Yeah, okay, I know what you mean. I show you something. First of all, you always will have a delay, because the weights ratio, it's not actually an indicator that indicates you dumps or pumps. It's if we take a look to the weights ratio, what it means, it's very simple. It's an indicator that gives you the opportunity to track whales. That's it. So um, if you see, for example, that like here, it dumped very hard, it means something is going to happen next. Okay, in 1 hour, and 2 hours, and 3 hours, and 4 hours, but usually that means that's like a signal. Okay, at that moment, no whale sent any Bitcoin to exchanges, and we are talking about a whole hour or so. Whoa, what the hell is that? How is that possible? Usually that's possible because the market maker or the whale who is pushing the price down said, okay, I'm done with my preparation, and I will show you. It wasn't really a big one, but I show you what happened afterwards. Do you see that? Okay. Accumulation, a quick accumulation, one dump. Why this dump? Very easy. They are accumulating. So buy pressure. Buy, 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 buy. Someone is selling. At the moment when he stops to buy, the price drops. That's a pattern you will find in any pump and dump group. In any pump and dump group. That's like a cutter. That's like a hole. I don't know how to mention that. That's like a V. Okay? You will see that in every pump and dump. That's cut off demand. When they cut the demand, the price dumps one, and then they push up. And yeah, they failed here. That's the only thing. They failed here. Okay, the sell pressure rised and rised and rised. They failed, and afterwards the price dumped hard. But that was the signal. So the 1 hour time frame is it's very useful to see if we are getting such kind of aggressive move, for example. It doesn't tell you if that's going to be a fake rally, a bull run, or whatever. That's not going to tell you. Okay? So, but yeah, usually when you see such kind, you know in the next hour something is going to happen. In the daily, it's different. And it has a different quality of information as well. I'll show you the example here to make it clear. Not big, but that's what it does. As lower it goes, usually bigger the impact to the price. I remember, for example, I was making my analysis, and I remember I just missed that dump here on the 1 day resolution. And just few days later, we had this big pump. Okay, they have stopped to demand even more. They have just stopped to send bitcoins to the exchanges. They were done, and look what they did. Exactly the same. Up, okay, demanding, 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 the whole and up. And even here, as you can see, the volume, the sell volume or the sell pressure just rised and they failed once again here. Okay, you can see also by the candles. But it's very difficult to say takes that 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It's just indicating you they are preparing something and just if they are done or not. That's the only thing. Okay, and then it depends, of course, as well. If, for example, if I see that the weights ratio 1 day is dumping hard, like here 30%, for example, I know I need to be very careful. I'm not changing my trade strategy because of that, but I just try to optimize my risk management. To be very careful because maybe these guys are going to surprise me and then push up very aggressively. And that's what happened here. And I remember that was pain in the ass because they were very close to liquidate me. So I hope it was enough information for you about the wealth ratio. Okay, next question. Mogul, do we have the questions somewhere? Ah, Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Thanks. Okay. Um, and okay, the second question, what time frame is better to look for support and resistance on trading light? I used 30 minutes, but you can use 1 hour. It doesn't matter. Really not. Yeah, that was really a easy one. Hey, mate, come on. We need better questions. No. Oh, GM, good morning. Not here, mate, not here. Any thoughts about the theory that as we enter recession, enter the biggest bear market that crypto has ever seen? Market makers will try to kill all of the holders that will continuously buy the dips, DCAing as investor would while their favorite companies coin. Oh, what a question, mate. Coins goes to literally zero. It's a theory. Um, Beer market. What is a beer market? Beer market, first factor of a beer market are fake rallies. Low volume. Usually you have a rising volume on new lows, well, new highs. It's almost impossible, but resistance. Um, I have a problem with this beer market. I tell you why. In November, I don't remember if it was CoinDesk or whoever, we dumped from 69. The first headline I had on my screen was "Welcome to the bear market." You don't need to announce a bear market. The bear market is there or it's not. But it was like, we are going to trigger a bear market now. We are going to tell that from now on we have a bear market. And since then, we were shifting to lower and lower and lower and lower levels. What is a bear market? The bear market is the phase where everyone should start to accumulate. They know that. They know that you know that the bear market is the situation where you have to accumulate. So now in case you have a lack of demand and you announce a bear market, what do you think would make many of your market actors? Oh, we are in a bear market. Oh, let me see. Bear market means that's the bottom, that's I need to accumulate. In my opinion, to be honest, that's not the bear market. That's not a bear market. That what we are seeing at the moment, it's in my opinion a redistribution. It sounds extremely bearish, and it is, because we are trading at 29,500 and we are talking about a redistribution. Um, Redistribution is usually a transition to the bear market, but it's not the bear market. And that's the problem I see here. A bear market, quick accumulation, up, distribute, dump. That's what they are doing, but in different levels. Sometimes at 48, sometimes at 44. Okay, at the moment we declined even more. Okay, we reached a new low of 27K and now we are at 29. In my opinion, that's not a bear market. They are using the characteristics of bear markets, but in my opinion, we are not in a bear market. They are not trading like a bear market. They are trading like yeah, actually in a redistribution, it's still part of a bull market, of a bullish market, actually. We are not yet in the situation to say that, yeah, we reached a level where even them are starting to accumulate because they are not doing that. But they used their rhetoric to tell you it's a bear market. And they told you that at 50K. In my opinion, that was just to fool people. And yeah, I mean, I was just saying what they did. They went up, they formed a fake rally, and they sold even more, indicating they are distributing, they are selling. But the problem is the lack in demand was at 60K and even 60K and even 50K, that big that they need to create some demand. So announce the beer market. Everyone knows the beer market is the bottom and I need to buy because afterwards, after the beer market, usually after a year, a half year, and you are right, in a recession and the incoming recession we will see that's going to be maybe a very long one, we will have a long beer market. In my opinion, we are still in a situation where I would say that's not a beer market. Not yet. Not how these guys are trading. So let me see if I can find anything else here. Clear total market cap and let new projects that are more suitable for the market rise much more with it, all the shit coins that we have right now. The professor and owner of IchBar, I have shared this video. He said one thing and I agree 100% with his statement. He said, look, in every innovative market, in every big revolution that always happened, we got a lot of different projects, a lot of trash, some very useful and some really innovative and revolutionary projects, and afterwards the market crashed. That's the catalyst. And then all this trash will disappear and just few big projects will survive. And that's why I'm saying since last year, since last summer, buy only projects with strong use cases, taking into account that we will have an economy transition. I have said that. Everyone that knows me since last year, since last summer, know I have predicted every time we will have a transition of economy. Only buy strong projects with strong use cases for such kind of transition of economy. What does that mean, transition of economy? That's what we are seeing right now. More remote, more digitalization, more isolation, so security. That's what's happening. Cybersecurity is one trigger. Decentralized projects is another trigger. But just a copy of one thing doesn't make him better. Okay, we have. If I take a look to market cap, yeah, coin market cap, we have 19,500 projects at the moment. I don't think that these 19,509 projects, by the way, they are sucking a lot of capital, are useful. I would say maybe 3%, 4%. And that's the thing. Yes, I think the market will crash. Yeah, but sounds like a nightmare. It isn't. Don't have that fear. Just be prepared. If you're ready for such I'm not going to sell my coins because I'm really convinced that all projects I have in my wallet are really, really strong and will survive. That's my opinion as a long-term investor. Okay? So, yeah, .com bubble. You're mentioning that. Yeah, something like exactly. Crypto will not disappear. Okay, crypto will just change. It will get a full regulation framework, and yeah, maybe the SEC will trigger some fear. It doesn't mean that crypto will disappear. Crypto is the future. Goldman Sachs, JP, Deutsche Bank investing in infrastructure uh, related to crypto. They would never, 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 never pay a lot of money in infrastructure in crypto companies if they know they are going to disappear. It's not going to happen. Yeah, we will have such kind of great reset. So the market will crash, a lot of trash will disappear, but we will still have maybe 1,000, 2,000 really, really useful projects, and those will make you rich. That's the point. That's what happened in the history with stocks as well. Nothing have changed. It's the same rule. You just need to make your own research, really to check the projects you are investing in, not just because of the name, not just because any influencers are telling you to buy them, okay? So just make your own research and look around you. Take a look to your own economy and how your country, your economy is changing. And then you know, okay? That's really, really important to have that in mind. Another question, Robert Colors, how come longs on Bitfinex are at ATH, but you are not seeing accumulation? Okay, mate, sorry. Longs accumulation, come on. That's futures. As mentioned before, they are hedging their spot selling. That doesn't have nothing to do with accumulation. If we are talking about futures accumulation, okay, let us talk about futures accumulation. But that's not accumulation. For me, accumulation is when they start to buy spot. Nobody cares about futures, to be honest. They use futures to manipulate the price action. It's not the same. I mean, SPY, it's a future market. Okay. Then, yeah. If you think that crypto market is becoming a future market, okay, then let us talk about futures accumulation, and then you are right. But in my opinion, that's not the case. So how can you how can you define accumulation just because Bitfinex whales are hedging their spot sales with longs? I don't know. Bad boy, can you explain how put and call walls work? So price just has to touch it to cash my trade? Put and call walls. No, we are talking about the gamma put and call walls. Usually, just imagine a lot of people are buying, for example, a lot of puts at 30K and we are at 35. Okay? Usually we have then, and sometimes, or usually, we should have a call wall very close. And then we are forming just a resistance and a support because the market maker don't want necessarily to spend more money that he needs. So if all these guys, for example, are right with their trade, he has to pay all this, right? So he maybe, and that's the theory behind, will try to trade against. And that's the gamma call wall or the gamma put wall, for example, that works then as a resistance futures, or it can flip. So it was a resistance before and can flip to a support afterwards. So, and even then, for me, that's just one indicator that helps me to bring a whole overview. It's not necessarily accurate. Okay, And that's why I'm spending a lot of time just to check everything, or to try to check almost everything. Um, Together, it gives you a nice sentiment or a nice trend where the price can go. But just to say gamma put wall or gamma call wall, I wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't try to make a trade strategy just based on that. Okay. Uh, Rowan RC models. Hi, mate. We follow SPX. Probably bounce at 382 before next CPI read, then down again. 382. I guess you are talking about the FIB 382. Uh, Let me check. Or are you talking 382 here? Ah, that's maybe 382. Uh, no, mate. If in my opinion, if DXY is really going up again, I think that SPX will see a lower level below 38.2, in my opinion. And that's the big problem, if that's going to happen. I hope we are talking about the same 382. It's not clear if you are talking about FIB because you just put here dot 382. But in case you are talking about 3,820, and that is the area of the support right now, in my opinion, we will see even a lower level of 382. I know that George will not agree with that, but in my opinion, that's going to happen. If DXY is going to go up, we will see even lower price levels at SPY and SPX, and that will take Bitcoin with them. Except Bitcoin starts, for example, to decouple. That's still an option. Dog, Inspo, isn't CBD tracking market orders versus limit orders? Because for every both BTC there must be on salt, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well, I mean, actually it's like the names say, the cumulative volume delta, but the process is like you say. You need, of course, to have one salt. So yes. Investor Pro 7. Hi, Inspo. I don't know. I don't understand why you got surprised by derivative chart. Could you give some detail about? Well, just because it's big. It's big. I'm using the trading license, well, since their launch. That's a year ago, maybe. And I didn't see that big trades here, orders. I mean that's really big on Deribit because Deribit isn't that. I mean 500, 500, 500, 400, yeah, 200 and so on, but 1 million, here 3 million, and you have a lot. They are selling, they want to sell and sell and sell and sell, and that's something, yeah, I don't know if that's something like what they have. It's sell here in case we go up first and buy here back. But that's big. I didn't see that. Not that huge with Deribit. So I was surprised, yeah. That's really big. From 40K to 33. That's really big. Luis Martin, Science, but thanks for the analysis. Was wondering if the world show only buy orders from whales or if they represent the buy orders from all, yeah, exchange users. Yes, of course. Yes, yes, yes. So it's not showing you just whales. It's showing you everything. Okay. Um, the most interesting part here is volume. Sometimes on Bitfinex, if you are watching and observing these guys for a long time, you know what these guys are doing and what not, and what is usually their strategy. So, for example, if I see on Bitfinex, let us go to Bitfinex. Well, for example, if you see these guys, that's not representative right now, but if you see, for example, here a big accumulation of tiny orders, that means that's like a signal. That means for them, 28K, uh, they don't want to let the price go down below 28K at the moment. Okay? That's usually what that means. It's not the same like Bitcoin, Binance, for example, where you have then one big order here at 25 and then another. Every change has a different pattern. I don't know why Bitfinex is doing that. I really don't know. I never have seen a big, well, yeah, last year in summer when we reached the bottom at, well, the local bottom at 30K after we had a week or even more of dumping. Okay. Then they started to place big orders at 30K. That was the last time I have seen that. Robert Callas, hey, you just said be careful with 27. They are accumulating a lot, but then 50 million, you said you are not seeing accumulation. Can you please elaborate? No, I just said that be careful with 27K. We need to see how the market reacts. It's not about accumulating. Quick accumulation. Okay, maybe I need to make a definition. We have the accumulation, something usually we see that on bear markets, for example, or like last year. Okay, they let me show you the market makers because they did it very well. So one thing is a quick accumulation. That's a quick accumulation. And I don't know if you remember, that was in the beginning of April. I have detected that and I have said, be careful. That's a quick accumulation. That's what these guys do. Up, down. Okay? That's quick accumulation, not necessarily bullish. But if I see, and we need time for that, if I see that their trend is bullish, they are accumulating, that's accumulation. Okay? They use such kind of, I would say, yeah, bear markets to use, of course, fake rallies, but at the same time, their balances is rising. So they are buying more than selling. That's not the case here. If I see such a quick accumulation, just aggressively buy and maintain, and nothing is happening, so they are not buying more, it means these guys are preparing the next big dump. Well, I was really good in my analysis because that's what what they did afterwards. And these guys are not accumulating. So we need to make this difference between quick accumulation and accumulation, or bear market accumulation, midterm accumulation, I don't know. But that's the wording. I don't know how to say or how to define that. But that's the difference. Okay, if we see a 27K, they quick accumulate. That means for me that's just a dead cat bounce. They will go up, distribute again, and dump afterwards even more, and maybe then go to 25K, for example. But if we say a 27K, usually, if they want to accumulate a 27K, believe me, we will not retrace big. We will not go up like a rocket afterwards. It doesn't make sense for them. They will try to maintain the price of 27K, pushing the price down with futures, mostly, of course, stablecoin futures, and buy at 27. Maybe let it go up to 27.5. Maybe then a little bit go down to 26.5 or something, but maintain that price range and accumulate. Quick accumulation is usually just a strategy that they have. They need to buy now just to dump afterwards even more. That's it. 75 minutes. Yeah, I need to close the session. Oh, wait. Oh, Jesus. Could send him. Yeah. I make that now quick. Yeah, the beer. That's a good sign. Could sending BTC to exchanges be in any way comparable to a poker player coming on the table with a lot of chips? Nice question. Mm, yes, yes, yes. You can use that for psych as a psyop, just to bring some fear to the table. Oh, look, this guy has a lot of chips. Wow. Maybe, great. I will eat him. I will take all his chips afterwards. Or, oh, that looks like a pro. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, in the last question, do you use GAGs or GAGs Plus from Levitas or the Kingfisher? Can you explain it quickly? The GAGs or GAGs Plus? Uh, just Levitas, to be honest. The Kingfisher, I didn't even know that the Kingfisher. Yeah, of course, the heat map. Yeah, no, I don't use the heat map of the Kingfisher. And I will talk to George because Gamma, Gags, and actually the Gags, it's nothing else than the Gamma as well. And the Gamma and the Gags, it's always indicating you if the market is overheated in options, for example. Okay, if we are if we are getting a short squeeze or something like. George has some very interesting documentation about the gags and the gamma. I will talk to him, um, and I will provide you this one next week. I will translate that to English. I will talk to George if he has that one in English, because it was very in detail. And yeah, it makes sense to understand what gags, gags plus. To be honest, we need to be very careful with GAGs and GAGs Plus. That's why I use the 6-month time frame, for example, because the GAGs and GAGs Plus is indicating you if, for example, the market maker needs to push the price more down, so to follow the trend of the trades, of the puts, of the calls, whatever, okay, it could be the opposite. So if you see that the GAX is lifting up, maybe the market maker has to push the price even more up or even more down. It depends of exactly the heat map. But by the way, I just used the Levitas, and George has explained in detail when, in which case, you should see, for example, or it's an indicator, should the market maker follow the price or not. For me, for example, the gags, it's mostly interesting, and that's really a very trivial way to see that. Minus 35,000, it's overheated. It means that the market maker is not going to follow the price here. Um, so let me show you. That's 6 month. Okay. So when the market maker when the market maker sees, for example, that yeah, the market is overheated with a lot of calls because everyone is bullish, what happens to the price action afterwards? It dumped. So he is going to wreck them, to be honest. Okay? And the same happens in the situation right now. If we see a lot of puts, if we see that the market, the option market, just became very bearish, what happened afterwards? Exactly the opposite. And we can see that anytime. And that's why I use the gags, just to see if we have some space to go even more further down or more space to go more further up. In my opinion, the gags here, for example, it was minus 50,000 and the price lifted up from 28 to 30. Okay, even then, it's still too low. That's partly why I think that the market has to go up even more a little bit. Maybe 36. I mean, I had my last chat 2 days ago with George, and he also said 33, 36K. The market looks too bearish. It's just too bearish. It's something that the market maker don't like. He likes it if if he wants to push the price down, then it's fine. But he doesn't like to see that his customers are right this time. So usually he would start, yeah, to make the opposite. That's like exchanges and futures. When we see a lot of longs are placed, what we expect? Exactly a dump, because exchanges also like to liquidate their own customers, because all that liquidation volume lands directly to their um, insurance fund, like at Binance, for example. But I take it with me because George has everything about that. He is the option expert. And I was reading his documentation and it was very nice. Also videos. So we will provide that. Okay. So that's it. 1.5 hours, even more. That's really a lot. Thank you very much, Morgan, for your support. And thank you very much to everyone for watching once again. And we will see us, yeah, next Monday with my daily Bitcoin market analysis. Big love. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.